That's Ben Cornish.
Woo! And his bro.
That's
that
him
man right there.
Yeah. Let's get it going, Wiggy.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Vets with Vendettas. I'm your host, Lee Wiggins, and this is episode 6. To my right, as always, we got I Don't Give a Fuck, Chuck.
Never.
And General E. Lee's grandson from New York, Ben Cornish. Hi, guys. How we doing this week?
Living the American dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone told me that when the white guy says I'm living a dream, they're really depressed.
Yeah,
Ben, do you need to tell us something?
Dude, it's my white privilege kicking in.
I saw a comedian do a whole sketch on that. He was like, why do people say, oh, living the dream? And then he did like he simulated like putting a shotgun in his mouth later that day, blowing his head off. I was like, that's funny you said that though.
Oh, okay. We got a great show for you guys today. We're going to talk about QAnon, the QAnon conspiracy. It's something that I got into maybe about 3 months ago. Ben, I'm not sure. You just got into not too long ago.
Yeah, I started diving more into it. I've been doing a lot of research on a lot of different things, but QAnon specific, 3-4 months.
Gotcha. And for a fun sec, we're going to talk about road rage and some fun stories and things that people do on the road that we cannot stand. I'm sure all of you totally agree. For our first thing, we're going to do our rapid fire news. Diggs, on to you.
That's me. Okay, let me grab my paper. So, first thing we're going to talk about rapid fire here is the U.S. banning TikTok. Ben, what do you think?
I think any company that tries to steal people's information is bad. Period. Doesn't matter if it's China, Russia, anybody, even the U.S.
Yeah.
It's my information.
Gotcha.
TikTok, boom, bye-bye.
You know what I will say? I mean, I didn't know. I honestly, I guess I'm naive to this whole situation because I did not know why they wanted to ban it. If I was like guessing, I was like, maybe by some weird way they're like spying on us, like China is
pretty much. It's a short summary.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like having said that, when I see my daughter using TikTok, it's like to just make stupid little funny videos or like dance challenges. And
when it first came out, I just thought all I saw was ads for like these really young girls dancing around. I thought it was for like a pedo type of I was like, that's why I didn't really get in.
But now I will say, the one stupid thing about TikTok that I like is when they have this woman. I don't follow her, but she has these videos where she'll do lip voiceovers of other comedians or other things.
Oh, okay.
The one woman who does the voiceovers of Kevin Hart, she's spot on, and it's like to me they're funny. I don't have a TikTok account. I've actually never even been on TikTok.
That's because you're not 15.
Yeah. Either like I'll see my daughter on it and I'll be like, oh, well, let me see that. And then I'm like, it's funny. But I guess if you're spying, fuck you. You got to go. Moving on. So the UN recently was forced to admit that the polio vaccine, we know who was behind that. The old Gates of Bill
Foundation.
I called it.
Yeah.
I called it.
Yeah. So anyway, the UN forced to admit that the polio vaccine is actually causing a polio outbreak as we speak in Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I think? You know what? Let's go in order. Ben, what do you think?
The fact that they go to third world countries to try out their new vaccines and shit like that is absolutely disgusting to me to begin with. These people are desperate for help and they will take any help that they can get. And the fact that you have these multi-billionaires going over there and basically using it as their own personal fucking petri dish is crazy.
No, I
know what you're laughing about, so I'm trying not to laugh too because you're going to get me to laugh. You don't call him F-Bomb Ben for nothing.
No, we don't.
Boom!
Yeah. Lee, what you got?
I mean, he always takes a lot. That's why him going first. I'm going to go first from now. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Anyway.
Fuck you, Ben.
No, I agree. a lot of us already knew this. This just confirms we already knew that.
You're right.
You know, there was an outbreak, and
yeah,
like I said, Ben took a lot of what I was going to say.
Yeah,
so.
basically, Ben. I think it's like. It's kind of like, you know, if I were to put it into perspective, kind of like when we're in Afghanistan, right? People are like, you know, what's it really like over there? And I'm like, well, only we know because we're the ones that are there. You know, like it's kind of like if, and like kind of an example is like, somebody asked me once, like, what if you accidentally killed somebody? I was like, all right, we will go through the proper channels to, you know, try and, you know, correct it or at least, you know, contact the family members or whatever. But it also depends on who the fuck's around. Like if we got some asshole commander's like, fuck that dude, we're rolling. I mean, it's sad to say, but that's reality. So what I mean is if the people over in Afghanistan, they can scream. Who are they going to scream high heaven to? Like to
their goats.
To bitch that we killed somebody in their family. There's no.
Did you see that, Harry? Did you see that bullshit?
There's no media there. There's hardly any police.
No.
There's hardly any military. I mean, so we take for granted that these people have no voice, basically. So, you know, nobody's hardly in Africa, so we don't know these things that are going on. It's totally fucked up because they're basically using Africa as a petri dish.
Yeah, exactly what he said. Yeah, using guinea pigs, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, oh, see, let's try it on these guys first. Okay, abort. And I think that's fucked up. Moving on. Go ahead, Ben. No, go ahead.
No, we'll move on. I was just going to say, you know, because Gates has come out with his whole depopulation theories and shit like that. And I honestly think that he is putting them to fruition. He's making them happen, you know? I don't think it's a talk anymore.
Yeah.
We may have to go back on the drawing board on the rapid fire name. Maybe like slow somber fire.
Semi-auto. Semi-auto with an occasional jam. All right, so moving on. Yesterday, Kamala Harris and the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, caught a lot of heat because they basically used these people's property for a photo op opportunity.
Joke.
The photo came out, you know, it was leaked. That's where they were, and it was the pictures look totally staged. They're like typical like 80s. It's like stupid. You know, like a picture of your school, they're like looking through a microscope, like, the teacher's like pointing something at the book. Like, if you read right here, you stupid bastard, it says, you know,
he's like,
yeah. So it totally looks like they're just, this is a great photo op. But when the picture got released, the family members of those people that own that land were like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why'd you use our property? Why it's such a big deal is because they're not even allowed back in yet to assess their own damage. So they're pissed because Kamala Harris and the governor took that opportunity to trespass on their property to get this thing. Ben, what do you got?
It goes to, excuse me. It goes back to the whole hypocrisy thing, you know, just like Kamala Harris going to that Latino restaurant. The owner was sitting there saying, dude, if I had known she was coming, I would have said no, because I'm not taking political sides.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
I was just upset that they didn't catch fire during the photo op. That would have been a great picture.
You got me, Lee. That was funny. And to me, I just think, I was telling these guys earlier, there's something about Kamala Harris's face that I just want to like hit her with a Volkswagen. I don't know what it is. I think it's because the whole
she's condescending,
and it's like, the whole thing is just it's like it's not real to me. Like Biden, I mean, look, I don't want to bash this guy. Everybody's bashed him enough. Okay, we know that
he does it himself.
Mentally declining. We know that he's a compulsive liar. He's doing the whole green lighting thing. Like at this point, it's pathetic. But
and pandering.
You bring Kamala Harris on, and like you thought it was going to strengthen it, and she's just making things worse. And at this point, I'm just dude. It's not real to me anymore. Like anything the two of them do is just not real to me anymore. I'm just
it's a joke.
And then the hypocrisy in the media being they can do no wrong. None whatsoever. But if Trump farts, I don't know. Like he
killed 10 African people. Whatever.
Trump's been suggested for a second Nobel Peace Prize, and they're sitting there saying that it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, somebody
and they wanted to get rid of the Nobel Peace Prize because
right.
Of it.
Yeah. Oh my. No, sorry. I saw a meme once that said Trump could save a child, a drowning child in the ocean, and the Democrats would blame him of starving a shark. That's basically where we've come to. Like,
ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous at this point.
I mean,
go ahead.
I mean, shit. Obama got a fucking Nobel Peace Prize for being a black president,
and
that was it.
And within weeks of taking office, he hadn't done anything.
Nothing.
And continued war. I mean, whatever. Fuck. Oh god. Anyway.
Next subject.
We can touch on this quick. Julian Assange. So there's basically recently talks that Trump has reached out to Julian Assange. If you don't know who Julian Assange is, he is he's
like the CEO of WikiLeaks.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The CEO of WikiLeaks.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what WikiLeaks is, they have a knack for finding the most damaging information about people and releasing it to the public.
That's where I get a lot of my info.
Right. That's where like the Podesta emails come from and all this other stuff.
Yeah, it's like Clinton emails.
It's like the information that you want leaked because it's the truth. It's not like
they got a lot of good UFO stuff too.
And the downside about that is, and I think I sent the link to both of you guys. I opened up the file and there's literally thousands of emails and information. You could spend months going through this stuff.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And so anyway, Julian Assange was just indicted. I think he's being held in the UK, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure.
I think he is. And so basically what happened is Trump reached out to him in a roundabout way, promised him
a deal
if Julian Assange released the information to Trump as to who was behind the 2016 whole Russia collusion.
The DNC email release.
Yeah, the DNC email release. Thank you, Ben.
This guy's got everything on everyone.
Yeah.
He does.
And a lot of people do not want this man talking about what he has.
Just like Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, Ben, what do you think?
I think it's a good deal.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait till those names come out. I got popcorn ready.
Same here. He took I mean, like I said, he's got a ton of information on the Clintons, pretty much even Republican, even the dirty Republicans, everyone you can think of. If not before election, after election, you're going to see a lot of damaging information coming out.
Yeah. Basically, Absolutely. It was I just remembered this. It was a non-extradition. So not only would he not be extradited back to the United States to face charges, whatever they're charging him with, people, even if you look into it, people are like, what are we charging him with?
Well, I mean, he's basically leaking a lot of classified information.
Yeah. I mean,
even though it's damaging them, it's still technically classified.
Yeah, well,
basically.
Because I want to know. I want to know.
That is why this whole fucking witch hunt has happened, is because these emails came out and they know that they are done. They know that when Trump gets elected again for a second term, okay, term limits are going to be in there. Sealed indictments.
Yeah.
You name it, dude. They're going down.
Yeah. And it's going to be biblical, I think. We just got to get there first. So it's a long road.
That'd be a great transition to I don't know what's next.
I was just going to say, we all know that, well, not we all, me and Lee, this is the last topic. Here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, I'm sure a lot of you guys saw that there was a 27-year-old man who was shot after he just came out of his home wielding a knife. I mean, I'm not going to get into the specifics of the case, but the gist of the story is a police officer showed up to his house for a domestic dispute. As soon as he got to the scene, literally, the man came running out of the house with a knife with the intention to do harm. The officer took off running for his life, turned around, fired 4 times, killed the guy, and then in downtown Lancaster that night.
It's a very, very small little city. It's like you can drive through it in like 3 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, it's not
spit
that
across it.
But the big story that came out of this is the judge here in Lancaster County, the downtown, set the bail at $1 million for all the people that were arrested that night, which means in order to be bonded out, you'd have to put down 10%, which is $100,000. And so a lot of these people were starting GoFundMe's and all this other stuff. And I was laughing personally because I'm like, if you weren't there, you couldn't be arrested.
I'm gonna throw a shot in
simple.
the dark here, but I can guarantee none of them have any jobs.
Probably
so-
Right. Gigs.
Yeah.
Tell them your thing you were talking about earlier. If we were doing it nationwide.
Oh, well, this is.
Well, I got something else on that too, but just go ahead.
Yeah. So that my little thought was this before we started the show. We were talking about this, and I said, there was outcry here in Lancaster because they're like, $1 million is OD. Now, what they don't tell you is they basically broke every single window in the police station. They broke a bunch of businesses on Prince Street for no reason.
Destroyed a state trooper via SUV.
Destroyed the trooper's vehicle. They lit a dumpster on fire. They took barricades. There was all kinds of craziness going on. And so I'm like, if you're out there, you're a piece of shit.
Pretty much.
I mean, like I was arguing with my buddy, and I'm like, he was like, I think that's a little excessive, and I'm like, think about
What's
how many
the other reason you're going to be out there?
I'm like, think about how many thousands of people did not agree with that kid being killed that stayed their ass home.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but the sad part was like, I think there was only like 300 or 400 people out there. I'm like, what is that going to do?
Yeah,
like,
I hate when McDonald's doesn't have their goddamn milkshakes not working, but I don't burn down every McDonald's
Right.
now, do I?
yeah, we should.
Right. I'm not gonna fucking drive my
That's it,
car
we're out.
through
We're
the front of the.
Yeah. But to get to my point, I said, I told my friend, I'm like, look, dude, I love it because now you're going to think twice before you go out there and start causing a bunch of chaos. Now, what is paralleling that is there have been talks and we pretty much know, we all know that somebody is funding these protesters.
Soros.
Oh, I got cold again.
Yeah. Somebody's
gotta
funding these protesters across the country because what we're seeing is that these protesters are traveling. You've got protesters that they're seeing in Portland, in Kenosha, in Seattle, and they're like, how are these people getting around? Like, nobody just flies around the country to protest and cause chaos. So
Uber must be really busy lately.
yeah. So
Well, especially with nobody working right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
So my thought was this. I said, well, this is like a double-edged sword because one, if we start arresting people at these peaceful protests, and everybody's bail is set at $1 million, none of them will be able to afford to get out. That's one. But two, the same people that we think were funding them money in the first place will not bail them out.
Exactly.
They're not going to bail out 50 people at 100,000
and then
apiece.
what are they going to do when they don't get bailed out?
And when they don't get bailed out, they're going to start squealing about who put them there.
Yep.
And so I think it's a beautiful. Well, since then, this 1 million, I guess the mayor or something was like, okay, we'll
The
drop
lieutenant
it.
governor.
Yeah. So they dropped it, I think, back down to $100,000. But
That's still not a lot.
Yeah.
little bit of money.
yeah, it's still $10,000, to bond out. But at the
right,
same
but
time,
that's more obtainable than $100,000.
Yeah.
You know.
Granny probably has like a good $9,000 in pennies in like a 5-gallon jug somewhere.
Oh, but
Let me get my purse.
just one last thing on this. I don't know if you heard this, but one of the it was a couple girls involved. The father was like really pissed off that with the bails and everything, and she wasn't involved. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, she's a nurse and she's out there to help people.
Yeah.
She was seen with a bat in her hand.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, that's not how you fix people.
Yeah. The one guy got popped because he had an illegal weapon on him.
Yeah.
Weapon
Dude, it's
that
going to
wasn't
start
registered
being
to him.
guilty by association.
Oh, you got a laceration on your arm? Let me fix that with this, Louis.
Dude, it's going to start. They're going to start arresting people through guilt through association.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. If you got 30, even a smaller group, 30, 40 people out there causing damage like this, and you go up and start walking with them, how are the police supposed to know that you weren't doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
your
true.
best choice is just stay your ass home. I mean, it sucks because you want to say like something should be done. I don't know what. Folks, I don't have the answer. I don't know what you can do to express your
damn it, Diggs.
Your irritation, your frustration. I don't know what it is because it seems like nothing works. But
punch your local dog.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Kill your local
out
puppy mill owner.
There you go.
But I mean,
punch your local racist.
Go find a pedophile.
Yeah,
there you go.
There you go.
Great idea.
Yeah. But this protesting and breaking shit and causing chaos is not the way. And honestly, you don't even want to be associated with that group, even if you're 50 feet away and they're the one, it's just don't be there. But I don't know what else to tell you. So I don't know what else to tell you. Just control your emotions. Is that how can we do that? I don't know. I can control them. I'm not out there and I'm a fucking killer.
Plain and simple. Well, no, it's because all these people aren't.
I'll go out there with two fucking samurai swords, Kill Bill style, just slicing motherfuckers.
More like killer of Twinkies.
I like ding dongs.
Cut.
What a diet, damn it.
Yeah, but that's my rapid fire. What do you got?
We're definitely changing the name.
Bam!
Yeah, was it like 45 minutes?
Yeah, right. Okay, we're going to move on to our first subject here was going to be the QAnon conspiracy theory group, whatever you want to call it, or cult, some people call it.
Yeah.
Jeez. Ben, you want to go first?
Yeah. All right. First, around 1967, the CIA started using the term conspiracy theory after the whole JFK assassination. Yep. And, it was probably used before that, but not as widely used. Gotcha. But that's what QAnon is said to be. Nothing but conspiracy theories. Started around October 2007. Q started dropping
like breadcrumbs.
He put posts on was it 4chan?
Yeah, 4chan and 8chan. Yeah. They're both anonymous image-based sites where you can post anything anonymously.
Yep.
QAnon, actually, it's supposed to be Q is the highest level of security clearance. And then Anon, I can't remember exactly what that was, but basically Q is the...
I think it's abbreviated anonymous.
Right, something like that. Yeah. But it basically Q stands for whoever's dropping it, and then the Anons are us. Yeah. The people who are deciphering the breadcrumbs and getting the information out there.
Right. To deep a little further, also, from what Q people believe, that there's about 10 people plus the president dropping this information, not just one person.
Right.
Some other believe it's JFK Jr.
Yes.
That's Q. I don't know about that. I think he might be alive, but we'll get into it another day. Yeah. But that's one thing that they believe in. They also believe in the deep state, which, more and more I see actually politicians mention on TV.
Yeah.
So it's slowly leaking out. They're trying to wake people up from this. So to me, that tells me there's more truth to it than what people really say.
No matter what you call it, the deep state, the cabal, the New World Order, whatever it may be, they are all the same thing. They all want the same thing.
Yeah.
And there are people that pretty much run the world. I mean, it sounds crazy, but I mean, that's pretty much, that's what they are.
Do the research.
The Rothschilds,
Rockefellers.
The Rockefellers. That's so close in name, and I still
it really is. And there's a couple other families. Apparently, there's 13 families that run the world.
Yeah,
and I don't know them all. I haven't. You can't find information anymore. They censored a lot of the QAnon stuff for reason.
They are deleting
for good reason.
QAnon sites on sites. They're deleting QAnon groups on Facebook. Reporters are now asking Kayleigh McEnany, Kayleigh McEnany, and even the president directly questions about, what do you think about QAnon and its movement? The funny thing I saw, though, what I thought was funny, and I brought this up to you two guys because we all believe in it. we follow it. We follow the little drops or breadcrumbs or whatever, because most of them come true. I mean, what these people, you know, the information that they drop. Now, most times they're not going to say direct names. They will do initials.
No, they hint around it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's your job to figure out what they're trying to say. So it's kind of like a game in a sense. But my thing is, what we got an intruder. But my thing is, I totally lost my train of thought. But yeah, I don't know. Someone else can go, and then I'll think about it.
Basically, the QAnon movement, if you will, they're against the lockdown restrictions, the 5G. Okay, that's another huge freaking topic that we can talk about one day.
Oh,
they 5G. Like the president.
Yeah. Right. Vaccinations, the deep state cabal, Satan, devil worshiping, human trafficking,
sex trafficking. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of things that I don't want to believe, but shit's crazy in the world that certain high power politicians actually eat children and drink their blood.
Well,
that's a little on the crazier side, but who knows?
What it is it's the adrenalized blood of a child,
adrenochrome,
and adrenochrome, and it is supposed to have basically the fountain of youth. Okay, it keeps these people young, and on top of that, also gives them a euphoric feeling like no other drug can, or so they say.
Well, there was a video I shared with you guys. It was from, I want to say, South Korea. They found in their, what the hell is it called? Deportation, the security. Basically, you're going through security. I can't think. I'm just having a brain fart with that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Anyway, they found some pills through a bag that didn't look normal. Basically, they did a evaluation on it, analysis on it, and it came back. It was actually human parts, basically human particles.
What?
Yeah, it was from, like they said, from babies. So
that's crazy.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Do they use fucking foreskin and shit like that for some of these beauty creams out there?
Yeah.
I would cite that, but that was just off the top of my head. I didn't write it down on my notes. But if you guys are interested, I can try to post it on our fan page.
I can give you one. Research the Cannibal Club in California. It is a real restaurant that claims to serve human meat.
Yeah,
and the owners are Zuckerberg's wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
No,
it's getting deeper.
Shit.
So,
wow. No, I remember what I was going to say. So we know that was my dog. We know that the best way. Yeah, get out of here, Lexi, little bastard. We know that this QAnon thing is gaining some serious traction. I mean, if you're asking the president of the United States,
right,
something's going on. Like I think these people are getting scared and whatever. But what I thought was funny, and we talked about this, is what I was going to say, is Trevor Noah, who I used to like, and now I cannot stand him. Did a whole special. If you watch it on Comedy Central, The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, if you can do it without wanting to fucking vomit, watch the episode where he is basically trying to debunk QAnon. And I thought it was, I tagged it on Facebook. I posted on Facebook and I tagged both you guys. And I said, how pathetic is this? And the reason I said that is because I think these people are so afraid of that so many more people are being red pilled and believing. I mean, Jesus, if you just watch CNN, all those QAnon, that huge QAnon march, and those hundreds of thousands of people that were in Germany. Right. I think
it's a worldwide thing. It's not just here in the U.S. It's everywhere in the world. You see it
behind Trump at his rallies. They got Q shirts on. I mean,
what it is it is a cry for transparency and disclosure.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And it's to do your own research and think for yourself.
Yeah.
They don't really give you any information, no dates, no.
You have to go and you have to figure it out.
Yeah. And they have a map that you check out their
Right.
map, it shows how all these things
Dude.
are interconnected. It's wild.
Even
man.
when all this comes out in the MSM, which is going to,
Yeah.
probably not everything, because one of it might be too disturbing for you people to end. Even when I found this stuff out, I couldn't sleep for like 3 days.
Yeah.
I was going to
really
say, I
upset
bet
me.
some is going to be done behind closed doors,
Oh, of
but
course.
I mean, people, they are finding children, by the hundreds,
Yeah.
Thousands, yeah.
all around the freaking world, all around the U.S. Oh,
Well, what I was going to say was the reason why I said it was a pathetic attempt is because I asked them a question. I said, "What's the first thing you would do if you're afraid of something coming out?" And that was, discredit the person that's saying it. Like, oh, look at her, she's a junkie. Like, no, I didn't rape her. She's been on heroin. She's tested. It's the first thing lawyers do. They try and discredit witnesses.
So
yep.
why don't they discredit? Like, I think we talked about this briefly. Like, why don't you try to discredit all the other crazy conspiracies out there?
Like Flat Earth Society.
Oh, dude, we're getting it. We're coming for you. We mentioned that before. We're coming for you, assholes.
Well,
that's not really dangerous, but that's stupid.
Hey,
Daryl.
Frank is a good guy.
No, it's Daryl.
It's Daryl. I think Ben changed his name to Frank.
No, it's Daryl. Daryl's funnier.
It's always been Frank.
Daryl? Anyway, but
no, but for real though,
Discredit.
The reason why they're trying to discredit the whole QAnon movement is because, again, they know the heads of CNN, MSNBC, fucking Facebook, the heads of state, you know what I mean? The Clinton Foundation, the Gates Foundation,
some
they
of
all
the biggest
know.
players in the world are about to fucking go down in flames.
The Federal Reserve, the IRS, they're fucking crooks.
Oh, the Federal Reserve
things that they have been doing is illegal.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys
from the beginning.
I don't know if you guys even knew this, but the Federal Reserve is not run by any kind of government. It's run by its own entity, private entity. Yeah,
right, private.
Yeah, I always thought it was a government.
Yeah,
entity,
and you can get into that too.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a whole nother.
Trump took
Jassara.
Trump took over it moved the Federal Reserve into the Treasury.
Yeah,
and we're moving. We're going back to gold, baby.
Watch, and you will see it unfold in real time.
I apologize for cutting you off, but you constantly cutting me off today.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm passionate today.
I can see your eyes are like bulging out of your head.
But it was just a really
Sorry.
Well, first of all, Trevor Noah, if you're watching this, you fucking suck to begin with. I think your show is pathetic, and if it weren't for Trump, you would have absolutely no content for your show. Let's just get that out.
90% of them wouldn't.
Yeah,
that's so true.
And then you do your Trump voice, and like everybody,
he's not funny.
Yeah, he's
even
not funny
when I
at all,
liked him, he wasn't that funny. I actually watched him before his correspondence, like John Clapper or whatever.
Yeah.
The guys. I didn't watch it for him.
I'm like, you went from Stephen Colbert, who I loved. Stephen Colbert was a genius.
Hey, he was hilarious.
And then to this guy. Anyway, we're not gonna waste any more time, but on Trevor Noah. But I just thought his whole it's the way he does it. Like, even if you watch his show today, it's how the whole world could watch the same Trump interview at a town hall meeting, and everybody knows that he fucked people up in there. He went in unscripted, answered every question, and was very presidential, if that's a term. I mean, Jesus Christ, he knocked it out of the park. And then people like Trevor Noah will be like, "Whoa, watch how badly Trump, fumbles." Or I'm like, what are you talking about?
No,
and that's the thing, though, because these people that are watching this, they don't go back to find out if he's telling the truth
not.
or if anything he's actually saying has any relevance at all. And they take it for what they say, and then they regurgitate it somewhere else.
And what's sad is those people were me and Lee.
Yeah, I was that person
6 months ago. That was me. I watched Trevor Noah and be like,
I think
Trump's
that's why
idiot.
I think that's why I get so angry, because I'm like, it became pretty obvious, once you actually go back and look at all the full footage, the full videos, and you're like, why the hell? Why didn't I do this years ago? What the hell was I doing?
Yeah, I shared that video that they're calling him now the MAGA Hulk. This is huge black dude that's going around spreading the word about Trump and how he was duped. And I swear I watched his interview and I'm like, dude, that was me. I'm trying to tell people like the way he was basically red pilled into doing his own research and being like, wait a second, this dude isn't that bad. Now that you like when you really go watch all of his full speeches and stuff, you're like, wow, this dude's all right, man.
Yeah.
And now he's starting his own movement. Look him up. He's called the MAGA Hulk.
Well, the reason why we're going off on a Trump tangent, because he has a lot to do with this Q movement, even though he's denying it right now, he's part of it, regardless of what anyone says. He's called Q plus. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Right.
Yeah,
But when he signed stuff with, he did it maybe once from all the posts I've seen. Q plus once. That's all I've seen him do. Q plus is the president.
Oh,
so
very nice.
Yeah, they post stuff randomly. You never know when he's going to do it. And like I said, they don't really post. Okay, this person's getting arrested. They drop stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to find, sorry. I try not to.
This is why I lose track of my thought. I was going to talk about the Federal Reserve and going back to the gold standard, and the fiat dollar is going bye-bye.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with the fiat dollar, it's our American money backed by nothing, by thin air. It's just been made up.
Yeah.
Back in this, was it 71, we got off from the gold standard, which is actually is backed by something.
Right.
To the fiat dollar, which
something
is
tangible.
Exactly, something tangible. And we're going back to it. And there's evidence proving this. Her name is Julia Sanders. She was voted in to run the Treasury.
I dated her back in high school.
Well, she's like 60, so I'm not sure how that can. Your math is terrible.
She was my English teacher.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you were what, a sperm?
Yeah,
right.
Don't worry about it. I was hung as a sperm. I get the job done. Go ahead.
Oh my God damn it. It's really hard to get a straight thought with these two clowns.
Sorry. I'm
Anyway, she made me lose my train of thought. She's all for going back to the gold standard, pretty much. That's kind of what I was getting at.
Gotcha.
I can't remember what else I was going to say because someone talked about sperm penis. I
didn't bring up sperm, I don't think.
You said you were a sperm.
Yeah, Ben did, see? Yeah.
Either way, you both suck, you know?
Real quick, look, folks, if you want to do your own research, go to the QAnonHubWeekly.com or you can go to QAnon.pub.
Also, what kind of got me started researching it is the documentary called Fall of Cabal or Fall of the Cabal, whatever.
Fall of Cabal, yeah.
Yeah, they have, I'm surprised it's still
Great
on YouTube. It's a 10-part series where you can watch the whole, I think it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
No, it's like 2.5 hours.
It's like 2 hours, something like that.
But it's worth every damn minute of it.
It's the first.
It'll open your eyes.
The first 9 parts are pretty depressing, and you're like, this world is sickening.
Yeah.
But at the middle of the 9 and 10, it kind of gives you hope of what she thinks is going to happen, and it's a lot of stuff she said's going to happen is happening.
Yeah.
And the thing that I like is that she herself claims to not be a fan of Donald Trump.
Oh, she wasn't. She was a Democrat. And she actually was on a video about COVID too. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
That's actually a really good. She explains a lot in that.
It's obviously off of YouTube. You can't.
I got to find out the name of that platform because you know how like everything keeps getting censored.
Rumble.
Is it Rumble? No, it was called like something free platform.
I
don't know.
They plug it at the beginning of that.
Well, Dan Bongino said he's actually started. I said he's going to buy some part ownership of Rumble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is like the competitor of YouTube.
Dan, we love you. We'd love to have you on the show, by the way.
Another good documentary to watch to open your eyes is Out of Shadows.
Out of the Shadows, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a stunt man who worked. I mean, the dude was Batman.
Good luck finding it. It's not on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's on. I think it was on a QMap website, but I don't know if it's still there. But I could find it. I could try to post it on your site. I'll try if I can find it.
Don't give up if you can't find it right away, search, do the legwork, and find these documentaries.
I'm sure somebody will have it saved somewhere and they'll send it to you.
And we just say going into them, watch it with an open mind. Like a lot of people will say, I don't believe that, and going into it, and you don't leave yourself susceptible to accepting new information.
What's that stuff called? Cognitive distance. Yeah, it's I definitely had it. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Yeah. So
well, because a lot of it is absolutely horrible, and you don't want to believe that it could be possible.
Yeah, this isn't like saying there's alien life out there. I think it goes beyond that. Like if you told somebody there's aliens out there, they'd be like, kind of.
It would explain a lot of crazy shit in the world.
I always felt that there were aliens, but like
it makes sense.
But this shit, nobody would see any of this coming.
And this is why it's really hard for people to believe. I mean, I know I've seen a lot of information, and I'm still to this day, I'm like, I kind of hope it's not true. Some of it, you know what I mean?
You know, like prime example. This is a real quick prime example. There is a video on YouTube of a 10-year-old boy naked climbing out of Buckingham Palace.
Oh, by the way,
with tied sheets.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. That actually got debunked. That was actually a clip from a show.
Was that?
Yeah, someone said that was probably the only thing that was misrepresented on that documentary. So it was from a British show. I had like 5 people from Britain.
Or was it?
It? Right, exactly. Because let's face it, the Queen of England. That's true, but
they were
she could pretty much do anything.
Well, they were QAnon people, and they actually showed the full clip of it, and it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, so.
Okay, well,
but that was the only thing. But that was the only thing I saw, because she even tells you in the beginning, if you don't believe what I'm saying, go find out yourself. Yeah, the information's there.
Yeah, and she also claims not to know everything. She's just
some of the stuff at the end, it kind of almost like made me not believe it. She talks about time travel. She didn't say there's time travel, but she's like, well, it would explain a lot of the things that Q posts, because he posts. I'll give you guys an example. I don't know if you know this, but he pretty much gave out information that a bomb was going to happen, and then the next day a guy got arrested for planning a bomb.
Yeah,
stuff just like that's like one example of things that he's put out.
Gotcha.
That predicted the future,
they,
or
whoever
whatever.
they are,
right? Yeah, they whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Now, I believe that it is a small contingency of people concerned citizens who have firsthand experience. They are on the front lines of this shit, and they are sick of it. They are sick of the bureaucracy, the red tape, and the hypocrisy. And so finally they said, fuck it. Here you go.
Yeah. People that are about I think they're just against the whole world domination thing. They just enough's enough. How much of the world can you own?
Right. And I have to say this. I mean, Trump even said this during a speech. He goes, I didn't need to run for president. He's like, I'm doing this for you.
Yeah.
Right.
And he really is. I mean, they asked him to be president. He didn't want to. He was a billionaire.
Exactly.
Why the hell would he want to be president? He had more power being a billionaire, being a president, for Christ's sake.
Well, how about again, not to mention the dude's not getting paid for the job.
Yeah.
He's not getting paid. He's losing money. He actually, and I forgot, I wanted to put this in my note. This is off of memory. He dropped 70 places in the top Forbes 500.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
That's how much money he lost.
And this is now we're getting way off topic, but the 2 officers that were shot in Compton, was it Compton?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Yeah. Same difference.
He vowed to give each of them, well, one, he's going to go visit them when they're stable or whatever. He put out and said that. And not only that, he's given each of them $500,000.
Oh, wow.
To help with their, whatever they need help with. Plus,
no other fucking president has done this shit.
Yeah, I mean,
none.
Not the little. She was a young lady, but the young lady that was murdered at Fort Hood that started that whole Fort Hood thing.
Oh yeah.
Now the commander's been relieved of duty and all that stuff. But Trump paid for her funeral, and a lot of people don't know that.
Actually, I just found this out a few days ago
because the media is not covering it.
No.
I know. We started at the same time, dude.
Yeah, I know. The delay sometimes really throws you off and throws me off.
Yeah.
But during 9/11, when the 2 buildings collapsed, he actually paid workers out of his own money to help find victims, people that were in collapsing the buildings and things.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you guys knew that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
But
I didn't.
when you say stuff like that, I'm like, that sounds like Trump.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know about that. I even when that was going on, they interviewed him, but
yeah,
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, I think one of my big hobbies now is I go and watch video. I was talking about this before the show. Of you've got people who go armed with facts, and they go, like for example, this black guy was going around this college campus. He had a sign that said "Trump isn't racist" or something, and
is that the black redneck?
No, it's just a regular black guy. He's like, Trump's not racist.
I like that dude.
And he's like, do you agree? And so, he was stopping students and they were like, no, he's definitely racist. And he would ask their opinion, like, why? and they're just, it's so, like, people are just so misinformed. It's crazy. The stuff people were replying with. And I'm like, dude, if you just did some research, simple research, 10 minutes, you would have been like, wait a minute, like, that's not what the media said. This is, right. Sad. But it's my new hobby. I love watching them because I'm like, I listen to their answers and I'm like, boom, I go directly into my mind of like what really happened. So like now I'm armed with facts. And so,
because again, all they do is they get their information from Facebook or CNN or their friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who heard it from somebody else. And they don't take the time to figure it out for themselves what actually happened. Their first go-to is he's a racist and a bigot and a womanizer and all this other shit, but they have no facts to back it up.
The one thing I was gonna say when you said when we're talking about misinformation is prime example, that kid who got shot in Lancaster. My buddy was one of the people that went downtown. He wasn't one of the crazies, but he was like, you know what? This is happening all over the country. I want to see what happens firsthand. So we went down to downtown Lancaster, my good friend Frank. And what he was saying was when they first got there, within like maybe an hour and a half after it happened, he was like, the story that these people believed as to why they were there. I was like, okay, now when you say that, I understand why they were there. So these people believed... Now, I don't know where this misinformation started, but these people believed that this kid was 14, that he was
autistic.
He was autistic.
Heard that.
And that the cop never even got out of his cruiser. He just pulled up, saw the kid with a knife and shot him. That's what these people believed. And so I'm like, okay, then yeah, if that were the case,
then
and I was a little bit not as humble as I am, I'd be fucking pissed too. So like, I'd be down there like, what the fuck, bro? Yeah. But like, that's why like, dude, now more than ever, never in my life have I researched information before I open my mouth. I don't know what's happened, but like, if somebody's like, oh, this, and I'm like, bro, I don't know. I will not lie to you. Come out, right? Yeah. I will not lie to you. I will like, yeah, of course. I'm like, I don't know, but I'll look it up. Right?
Be like, well, if that is the truth, then yeah, but maybe I should take the time to figure it out before I start burning shit down.
Right. But then in retrospect, the reality, so they thought 14-year-old autism just shot dead. The cop just rolled up and shot him. The reality is he was 27. I think he said he might have had like schizophrenia or something like that. But this guy was about to go on trial for stabbing like four other people almost a year prior.
Wow.
Right.
I'm like, that's the reality. And then so you reacted to the bullshit, but when you look at reality, it's like, all right, if I were down there, I'd be like, wow, I feel stupid as shit now.
Yeah.
Like,
if you're sitting there wondering, what the hell does this have to do with Q? I'm with you, but this just goes back to what the QAnon people believe is do your research, find out for yourself, think for yourself.
Yeah.
The misinformation.
Exactly.
Together.
You guys have anything else on Q? Because we can move on to my subject I've been looking forward to all day.
Oh, go for it, man.
Our next subject we're going to talk about is road rage and things that people do on the road that drive you up the fucking wall. Yeah. Oh, my God.
I could say things that drive me up the wall.
Well, I'm going to start off since Ben always fucks me up here.
And Ben, you're getting muted.
I got to have a hobby, dude.
I can't even do
this. This is just one example of many. I'm sure you guys and everyone at home that's hearing this and seeing this, people that stop at a red light and trying to make a right turn there's a no turn on red light sign.
Right.
They just sit there and there's no cars coming and they just sit there. I give them 15, 20 seconds before I lean on the horn.
Yeah.
I don't get mad.
You're gracious.
I just
Ben said you're gracious. I'm like 5. Like
I don't want my head to explode, but I mean, just like,
or I would have shot him through the back window. Or I don't know.
Hashtag don't shoot drivers, please.
No, it's actually. Well, I'm sorry. Were you gonna?
No, that was it. That was one of my many. I'm gonna move
Yeah.
on to Ben or you, whoever wants to go next.
Oh, you can go, Ben, if you want. So you don't fuck me up.
I would have to say the Sunday drivers.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Basically,
you,
when I'm in a fucking
curious.
hurry and I get behind somebody who's doing 35 and a 55, dude, I can't stand that.
There's a meme.
You know,
Are you done? I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
well, it's just, especially like around here, you know what I mean? They got a lot of blind corners and stuff like that, so there's not a lot of places to pass.
Yeah,
right,
you know?
right.
So you get stuck behind this guy for like 30 minutes going maybe 2 miles.
That's when I fucking pit maneuver him like a cop.
Oh my god!
And I keep it fucking moving. I don't care.
Yeah, there's a meme that I saw. It's basically like it's on a highway and there's one car and there's like a line of cars behind him. It goes, if this is you're an asshole.
Yeah, I saw that because he was in the left lane. Yeah. He's in the passing lane.
Which is the most truth meme I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god! You know what though? I mean, I keep saying like violent things, but honestly, like I do not get upset. Like if someone cuts me off, it's whoever's in the passenger seat that leans over and hits the horn because I'm just like,
right.
I put my hands. I'm like, what the fuck? But it's whoever the passenger. They get pissed for me. They're like, fucking asshole! What the fuck's your pride? And I'm like, well, you calm down, okay? Because I'm not even that upset about it. It might be my medication. I don't know, but I normally don't get mad about road rage. What I will say that annoys the fuck out of me around here is all these goddamn Amish buggies, especially on Saturday and Sunday, more so Sunday.
Oh yeah.
And look, I don't mind the buggies. I don't mind the Amish. I don't mind their whole religion. I don't mind their whole existence. What I do mind is when I just finished washing my car and I'm driving over fucking horse shit and it's spraying all over my fucking car. And there's nowhere I can go or, because Lancaster County is curvy as well and hilly. So like when you're on a slight incline and you can't see the top peak and the horse buggy's 600 fucking yards from the top and you just got to sit there until you peak the hill because you don't trust passing them. I'm like, man. This is...
Oh, another thing that drives me nuts is when people still do this today with all the technology with the Bluetooth and the headset, they still hold their phone to their ear as they're driving.
Yep. Yeah,
and they're swerving like they're 90 years old, can barely see over steering wheel. They're drunk or something.
I see that all the time.
I just want to roll down my window and go, get off your phone.
Yeah. Or shoot them.
Hashtag don't shoot people. I have to be the voice of reason here, people.
Hey!
You don't even give them a warning.
Diggs told me to.
Fuck the warning.
So, sir, why don't you shoot him just because I was listening to a podcast and Diggs told me to.
Yeah. The warning was when I fucking rear-ended him first. That was the fucking warning, goddamn.
No, what I love being up here in fucking New York, I got a Trump sticker on the back of my truck.
Yeah.
Oh.
All of a sudden, I go 5 over pretty much anywhere where I am, except for in a school zone or something like that, or like in town. But, I'll be on one of these backcountry roads doing, 60 miles an hour. And I got this guy right up on my ass and he, goes up and tries passing me and he's just flipping me off like this. And I'm like, like this. I rolled out my window. I'm like, Trump 2020.
You're going to be on YouTube one of these days.
Yeah. But yeah,
fuck them.
I think the only other situation I would get into with road rage, which once again, I never get upset, is idiots when I would be driving. I used to drive a tow truck is, I'd have 2 cars loaded and people don't want to give you your space, or when you got those specific intersections, you know what I'm talking about. They'll have the lines painted recessed like from one another. That's to allow something big to make that turn, so that because they can't put both white lines here because it's not going to give us space. So they kind of back one off about, I don't know, 10, 15 feet. What I couldn't stand is like people would pass that line by like 6 feet. I'm trying to whip this fucking tow truck loaded with 2 cars, and they're looking at the front of their car like, you better not fucking hit me. I'm like, well, the line's back there, you fucking dumb bitch. Like, God,
that's why the lines are there.
Yeah. And then they like put it in reverse and they can't go anywhere because somebody's behind them. I'm like, don't worry, I'll go in this fucking cornfield to appease you on your,
Right. Oh, and ladies, I love you, but don't do your makeup while you're driving, please.
Yeah.
No, fuck.
I see
man.
it.
Come on.
Well, I used to see it all the time.
Yeah. You're beautiful. You don't even need makeup.
You don't need makeup. Well,
you don't need makeup
some of you do, but
doing makeup, then trying to change the radio station at the same time.
I seen a guy
drinking a fucking cup of coffee.
I seen a guy. I shit you not. It was on the highway. I mean, we were moving. We weren't going 55. It was a slow moving traffic. It's like 35. Below. He was reading the newspaper. It was on 95. If you're from Philly, 95, it's like
NASCAR.
Yeah, it's
times like death race.
Right.
It's fucking retarded, dude.
It's always
got a guy
backed
with
up.
a fucking mask on.
Yeah,
you can die out there.
Yeah, it's really bad. I everyone was looking at him like, what is this guy doing? He's just.
That's so stupid.
No,
Well,
you know what I can't stand? Those guys on the fucking crotch rocket sitting there doing wheelies like on the interstate and shit.
No, yeah, I see that all the time.
I mean, come on, man, dude, save that stuff for the side roads.
I really want them to fall. Is it just me?
I throw spike strips in front of them.
I just want them to just go, and just fall right back on their head. Like, you dumbass.
You see a guy coming up like that, you open your door a little bit.
Don't tempt me.
Yeah, hold on. Let me check. Let me do a little time checky here.
Damn, we don't time.
We
Almost
are
an hour.
58 minutes.
Well, if you guys get any more fun stories, we can kind of wrap it down. We can wrap this up. I mean, I could go on for another hour talking about stupid stories. So maybe we'll. Oh, just so by the way, if you guys have some crazy fun story you want to mention to us, go to our Facebook fan page. Don't forget to like us. Make a comment. Also, Diggy put something on there. If you guys can think of like a good subject for us to talk about, the best subject, we'll win a T-shirt of your choice.
Yeah,
go on our store, go on our shop now button. You can go on, just browse and tell me or Diggs what you want, and then we can send it to you.
Yeah, because we think of topics. I mean, but then
we have a ton.
But we gotta like sometimes you don't know you're doing. You got to step outside yourself and like hear what other people.
Right.
Somebody's like, oh, you should talk about.
Right.
I don't even have a great example ready, but
one year I got you one person that responded to you said financial advice. I mean, I could probably cover that since I've been in business and studying business, so
okay.
We can do like a little.
I can spend money.
That doesn't count, dummy.
Yeah. I won't touch. I can't give financial advice.
The reason why I can is because the reason why I can is because my wife's stepdad, the guy, that's all he does for a living is he's a financial advisor. I mean, the guy's a freaking millionaire.
Yeah.
And he gives me all the advice for free, and where he charges people thousands of dollars just for his hour. Like he told me one time he made $4,000 in half hour.
Damn.
Just for
that's a job, dude.
His time.
Just consulting.
That
is bonkers.
Shit, yeah.
I mean, I used to make like 10 stripping, but I'd be sweaty.
What was your stage name? Sexual Chocolate?
It was.
I'd bring home $1,000 on a good night out on the streets.
Yeah.
Black Hammer?
It was.
I was working my ass off.
I'm trying to guess the stage name here.
You know how you had on the show with the kids with Riley and the other little kid, the afro. I can't think of it. I can't remember the name of it. I can't believe I can't remember the name of that show. But they had a guy on the show. His name was a pimp named Slickback. and
what?
Yeah, and you had to say the whole thing.
I think he's making this up, Ben.
I swear. I know. When you guys watch this, you'll be like, "Oh, that's a damn." I can't think of the name of that show. It's a cartoon. But anyway,
Baby's Kids.
It was
something?
no. But there was a pimp on the show. His name was a pimp named Slickback.
All right, well,
but they call me Dim Brown Pop Tarts. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I got that kind of color. And then in the
Gotcha.
summer, I get toasted. Like,
oh, Dick.
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
true. It's not true.
All that
but-
just to tell us his
Right?
Yeah.
stripper name.
Because if I said dim brown Pop Tarts, you'd be
gotcha.
like, all of that? And I'd be like, well, yeah.
Well, you
'cause
could
there's
have
a
just
guy-
said brown Pop Tarts. I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I know what a Pop Tart is.
But that's not my name. My name is Dim.
Okay.
DEM, like we dim boys, like Cowboys.
That's what I think.
Dim brown Pop Tarts.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've burned enough brain cells for the day.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. We're gonna do our final segment. What we have learned today, or moans, groans, complaints.
Yeah.
Ben, we're gonna start off with you as usual. That was riveting stuff, Ben.
We do.
I
that
see
to Ben
you're
all
getting
the
me
time.
back. I see. All right. No. Look, folks, plain and simple. All right. You can't trust the media anymore. Okay. Project Mockingbird, you can't trust them. Period.
No.
I got a shirt that demonstrates what I feel about the media. Go check out our store.
There you
Find
go.
out where.
Yep. Take the time, okay? Get off your fucking social media, take the time and do the research. Figure it out for yourself, okay? And come up with an educated opinion about a subject before you start regurgitating whatever you've heard.
And then you know what? Do us a favor and tell someone else.
Right.
And then they will tell
Spread the
someone
word.
else.
Exactly.
Right.
Strengthen numbers.
Lee?
Diggs, we're going to go to you.
What I liked about the show is, once again, we're fucking idiots, and I love it. The Q stuff is definitely, I was waiting to do this because people are they're conspiracy theorists, but I'm telling you, people, look into it. Look at what's dropped. Look at what's come to fruition. It's not bullshit. I mean, I would say if they had like a 25% rate of being correct, I'd be like, whatever. But this shit is like almost spot on. And it's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary good. It's not bad scary. As far as that, like, I'm loving the show. I love doing this. And once again, like I always do, I'm going to give you the number to the suicide crisis line. The number is 800-273-8255. Press the number 1. I'm sure it hasn't changed. We're still losing 22 vets a day to suicide.
Yeah.
And it's sad. And we're trying to, put it out there that we'll talk to you. The people at that phone number will talk to you.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the road. Like, I had to be a man. I broke down. I cried. One time I had a really bad anxiety attack, and I'd been having them for years since I got out of the military. And every single one to me felt like I was having a heart attack. And I thought this was it. My heart would go crazy. I would be in full panic mode. And I was like, this is it. I'm going to die here, wherever I was at the time. And I wasn't taking any medication at that time. I was just fighting them. I was just like, oh, they only, I was trying to figure them out. Like, they only come around this time, that time, whatever. So I tried to distance myself from those situations. But this one time I had a really bad one, and my girlfriend picked me up at the time and was taking me to the ER because I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm having a heart attack. She picked me up from work, and I broke down. I broke right down there in the ER, and I was like, I can't battle these anymore by myself. I need help. I swallowed my man card or whatever it takes, man.
Pride, yeah.
I talked to a psychiatrist. I set up an appointment through the VA with a psychiatrist because they can prescribe medication. I told him, he gave me his prognosis. He gave me medication for anxiety, and I've been, I wouldn't say 100% better. I'd say like 98%. I'm good. So
look,
whatever you got going on. Yeah, I'm sorry. Whatever you got going on, like, there is a professional somewhere who will listen, will figure it out, and will get you on the right track. So
yes, sir.
do not.
You may not be. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah, I'm done.
But you may not be able to solve all of your problems by talking about them, but at least by talking about them, you get them out in the open. Okay. And when you're talking to other people, and it doesn't even have to be a psychiatrist or anything, therapist, all right, even a buddy, okay, you can get somebody else's take on it and maybe come up with a solution. Like, with Diggs, he started distancing himself from those situations that were causing the anxiety attacks. Okay, I know personally, I still have them all the freaking time.
Yeah.
But I have found little coping mechanisms here and there to lessen it, I guess. But no, man, don't ever feel like it's the end, please.
Yeah, I mean, you got family. Somebody's gonna miss you. And I'm not gonna say especially if you're a veteran, but like, you sacrifice so much for the country. So like, you just don't deserve to go out like that. Like, we're warriors. We deserve a glorious death, if that makes sense. So
yes, sir.
Don't take that way out. But that's all.
Well, like Diggs said, I really enjoy doing this, and I think it's only going to get better. I'm hopefully whoever's listening to us from the start has continued to watch all of our episodes, and you'll see that we're going to have a lot more fun stuff coming. We have some stuff in the works that we really think you're going to enjoy. We have some other special guests, like someone's brother over there.
Yeah.
We're still trying to find his radio audition. We're going to find that's hilarious. I heard it once before.
External hard drive or something.
Yeah, we'll find it.
Yeah.
Once again, don't forget to like us on our Facebook page. You'll visit our shop. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us out. Please give us a thumbs up. For some reason, if the more subscribers and more likes we get, the more we get our word out there and make more people to entertain. Because our goal, like we said, is to raise money, not just for ourselves, but mostly we're doing it for other vets. That's our ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And to entertain and inform.
And whoever just wants to laugh at us because we're idiots.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for us, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
Love you, America.
Yeah.
We're 10-7.
And I need to take a shit. Not really. I pooped before the show.
Peace.
Yeah.